It's November 13th, 2024. I am Actual Pearl. It's time to get in the weeds. A lovely November, rainy November to everyone. A November to remember, filled with Guns and Roses and Slash and Axles. And everyone's going to remember the extreme in November. Hi, Jeremy Lambert. How you doing?
Sheryl Crow's cover of Sweet Child of Mine is better than the Guns N' Roses version.
Guns N' Roses version of Knocking on Heaven's Door is an affront to mankind.
We're just gonna spend the show burying Guns N' Roses.
We're just doing that, right? I'm okay with it. You can keep going if you want.
I don't know too many. Like I know, Welcome to the Jungle. That song sucks.
Listen, the entire Appetite for Destruction album is what everyone knows, and that's okay. It was a breakthrough album. It makes sense. The cover of Live and Let Die is I'm a Paul McCartney fan, so I don't know if I can deal with that. That level of sacrilege. I don't know if I can do it, man. Every day we come here, and every day we talk about wrestling in some form or fashion. I did Beyond the Bell yesterday because Andrew Zarian begged me. Now I'm back again to do it.
I didn't know that Live and Let Die was a cover. I mean, I don't know too much about music anyway. So
it's a Wings song. It's a Paul McCartney song.
Wings.
Yeah, Love Take Me Down to the Street.
Like Wing?
Not like Winger.
No, Wing.
Wing. No, not like Wing.
Wing, the singer.
No. No. You can find it down by the Shitty Walk later on this week.
Yeah.
And exactly where you went with that.
That's the only Wing I know.
Oh, God. I love that you and I could figure that out. And On the Run is a fantastic album song. So there you go. Anyway.
She sang some AC/DC stuff, Wing did.
Of course she did.
Yeah. You think she did some Guns N' Roses covers?
Oh, positive. Have you ever go into this
Wing.
is
Guns N' Roses. Let's see.
Back when people would frequent restaurants in the world and not order Uber Eats for everything. I liked pre-2020. Anyway, people would go to restaurants, and if I went to a Chinese food restaurant, or if I went to any Asian style restaurant with friends, I'd be the guy who would in the middle of a sentence hear the music and just be like, wait, is this an Asian version of Live and Let Die? Or is this the Asian version of My Heart Will Go On? And people would just stop and look at me and then listen to the music and be like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? And what is wrong with this music? And that's what I basically did for the most of my 20s.
Go to restaurants? Sounds terrible.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty much that. Listen, in my 30s have not been a banner year, let me tell you, Jeremy.
Years. Your 30s is not 1 year, unless it's like prison. You only do 2 days.
It could be. Who knows?
You only do 2 days when you're 30?
Yeah.
You turn 30 and the day you turn 40?
Oh, you better get on living or get a hell on with dying. That's the word. Those are the lyrics.
What? What is that from?
Up $1 million in my pocket, but there ain't no pacifying me. That's a Saliva song. Everyone can see what's happening to me. I don't remember the rest of it, but it's Holding On. The song is Holding On by Saliva.
Saliva.
Yeah,
you remember thing?
I don't know. Josie left and then came back and then left again. I don't know.
The Pussycat Girl?
Josie Scott. Joseph Scott.
I only know the Pussycat Girl of Josie.
You know Josie Scott's real last name is Sappington? We should probably ask Sean if there's any relation.
I didn't know who Josie Scott was until 3 seconds ago. So no, I did not know their
Did you not
name.
remember? Did you not remember Josie and Chad from Nickelback?
I just said I only know Josie and the Pussycats.
I know, but remember they did that Hero song for the Spider-Man soundtrack? That was a big thing.
That was Nickelback.
Yeah, but that was Chad and Josie Scott.
Nickelback.
It was Nickelback and Josie Scott from Saliva.
That was only Nickelback.
Damn it.
Nickelback's doing a concert with Kid Rock and who else is part of this? Hold on. It's Kid Rock, Nickelback, Hank Williams Jr., Leonard Skinner. This is a real thing. and there's a special house party set by Afro Man and the Yin Yang Twins.
Oh, let's go.
How high do you think the Afro Man and the Yin Yang Twins were when they agreed to a concert headlined by Kid Rock and Nickelback?
So the problem is money talks.
Oh yeah, clearly, like, obviously white people money. They're like, yeah, we'll take that. But also, like, you gotta tolerate these white people. So you gotta be on some type of drugs to do this. It can't be just money.
I'm looking at this. The ICW general manager sent me the post, and this is wow. This all sucks. By the way, Aaron Lewis, he's a piece of shit. Who else
is he?
Oh yeah, he's big piece of shit. That Aaron Lewis,
the stained guy, he's on the outside.
Yeah, he's very much on the outside. Trust me. Hank Williams Jr.
I mean, it's a bunch of white country people. No offense to them, but
shit.
Most of you probably didn't vote the way that I voted, so you know.
And then there's Nickelback. Yeah, Senior Nerd knows what it's. Senior Nerd says.
I still like Nickelback though. I mean,
they're Canadian. We have to.
A lot of people don't. They got bangers though.
Yeah, they do. They're your favorite band that you can't talk about.
No, I talk about them. I don't care.
And it's more of a societal expectation that you don't talk about them. Meanwhile, they sell out all their concerts. They do arena shows. They sell out stadiums. Like they're doing okay. They are very rich. And also, the brothers in the band are like the nicest dudes for real. Like they're actually really nice guys. They were like, we're going to go work on the Alberta oil sands for as long as we want. And the band was secondary. And then they broke big and here we are.
I like Nickelback. I actually unironically would want to go see a Nickelback concert. Not this, because there's other people that I just don't care about.
Yeah, Nickelback on its own, that's fine.
Yeah, Nickelback on their own. I've seen Kid Rock in concert. Kid Rock was like one of my first concerts.
Really?
Yeah. He put on a good show. I mean, it was like peak Kid Rock. You know what I mean? Like
we're talking like 0102, like when you were maybe what, 15, 16?
It was like when American Badass came out, that album, whatever the album was called.
Yeah, that was 0102.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it was like peak Kid Rock, you know. Kid Rock was cool then. Now he sucks. But 0102, Jeremy didn't understand that Kid Rock sucked. He was just like, yeah, I'm an American Badass. Watch me flip. You can roll with rock or you can suck my dick. I can say it. We're 5 minutes in, so
you got to do the WWE version.
Yeah. Cowboy, like, he still got bangers, man. He sucks as a person, but like his music comes on, I'll listen to it.
This is always the problem. This is the ongoing issue is separating the art from the artist. Everyone talks about this.
Yeah.
You know, in my generation or in our generation, Michael Jackson was a big part of that conversation. You separate the art from the artist because at the time he was, you know, being dragged in and out of court for various reasons. Yeah, I get it. It's tough when someone who's talented doesn't have the best moral compass. But hey, we talk about wrestling, and that is a lot of people in there who follow that same concept. Ugh.
All I'm saying is if a Kid Rock song comes on, I'm probably, depending on what it is, I'm probably gonna keep it on because songs are still good. Maybe not good, but songs are I still like them. Maybe that speaks to me as a human.
That's fair. Well, you know what speaks to me as a human? A thumbs up on this video. So go ahead and leave one while you're here and subscribe to us here at youtube.com/FightfulOverbooked. And also you can donate a super chat. Any amount, get your question or statement read on the air and might help me feel a little better because I got this sinus thing going on. It's painful. I got to get checked out, man. It's not, I'm not sick. It's something's going on up in this area. It sucks. Got to feel better soon.
Good luck. I've been a little under the weather as well. I just don't cry about it like you do. I'm sorry, that was mean.
I quit. I'm out. Should have seen that one coming. You know, I need to get better for Sunday because originally originally I was like, hey, Macklin's going to Northern Crown, and I'm just going to go say hey to Macklin. And then WWE was like, hey, we're going to do an ID announcement at Northern Crown. I'm like, shit, now I definitely have to go. Which, like, I was looking forward to going to their show anyway, because they've had, this is their 4th show. This is a free plug for them at this point. The show's like 10 minutes from my house, so I almost have to go. But they've had some really good, banger shows. And when Josh Alexander was testing his heel run, that's where it started, was at Northern Crown. So he'll be there as well. He's got a title there. And WWE ID announced that they're going to be there to announce a new ID signing. A lot of people wondering who it could be. Some people are saying it could be Von Vertigo, could be Gabriel Fuerza. To me, it might be Alessio Del Bruno, which is a little under the radar. He's a guy who's been kind of coming up in the Canadian and the Ontario indie scene. I could see them giving him a shot, but who knows? It'll be fun. Macklin will be there, like I said, so I can go and just berate him for however long we're both there.
You know who else is going to be there?
Who?
Our buddy Cole Radrick.
Is Cole on that show?
Yeah, Cole's on that show.
Oh, that's good. Okay, now I have to go. It's me.
Do you think Cole is getting ID'd?
Dude, that would rule.
I'm going to message him. Hold on.
Can you get Cole on the show right now? Just to be like, let's talk about your show in December, but let's also talk about Northern Crown. And are you getting WWE ID'd?
Yeah, hold on. I'll message him. Yeah, Northern Crown. Right. Yeah, he's working the Loot Brother. He's got Louisville tomorrow, Sauget. I think that's how you say it. Sauget, Illinois on Friday, and then Northern Crown on Sunday. He's facing Aiden Prince at Northern.
Oh, I like Aiden Prince. He's good.
Yeah. I'll message him. Hold on. I'll send him the link. I'm just gonna say, hey, come on the show and talk about you being WWE ID'd.
He's gonna reply and be like, how'd you know?
I see what he said.
He's probably at work, but let's see. Maybe
he's not doing anything important. Come on now.
He's a busy boy. Good hardworking boy.
It'll be fine.
Do you think that will take away from the opportunity for him to put you through a table?
Yeah, oh yeah, WWE's gonna be immediately like, what kind of dumb stuff are you trying to do? Absolutely not.
Why are you threatening media with tables?
Yeah.
And why aren't you threatening the top of the food chain when you do it?
He replied back very quickly. He just said, wow, LMAO.
See you soon, Cole.
All right, I'm saying we'll come on the show anyway. We were talking Northern Crown. Well, let's ask him on air. Like, have you been WWE ID'd?
That's the plan. We are gotcha journalists now, Jeremy.
There he is. Look at that.
There's the man. Say his name and he appears.
How you doing, buddy?
I don't respect you, Booker man. You're a real piece of work, buddy. I would like to let you know that. Got an interesting message from our friend Jeremy here. Mind you, this is the same guy I was spared putting through a table at the Smitty. Releasing soon, might I add. Releasing soon. Great show, great show. Yeah, Joel, nice to see you, partner. I'm glad to see somebody, with some common sense here.
Look,
Jeremy, you're a dick.
You're not breaking any news here. We literally had this conversation on air because we were talking Northern Crown. Joel is thinking about going, and I was like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna ID somebody at the Northern Crown." WWE put out that they're gonna do WWE ID at Northern Crown. And I was like, "Oh, Cole's on that shit." I'm gonna message Cole and be like, "Hey, come on the show and talk about being WWE ID'd." They're IDing people from GCW too.
He's got an ECW.
You got an ECW hoodie on? You know they're
I got
at
an
the 2300
ECW
Arena?
hoodie. Shout out ECW.
I don't know, Cole. There's a lot of signs adding up here.
NXT went extreme last week.
Shout out Jack Cartwheel. Shout out Marcus Mathers getting their WWE ID deals. That's fucking cool and dope for them. Jeremy, you're a dick.
We love Jack Cartwheel.
I love Jack Cartwheel too. We're tag teaming together. Me, Jack Cartwheel, Alec Price this Thursday, Louisville, Kentucky for GCW.
That rules.
So, hey.
See, there you go. On. Are you making pre-workout? Is this what you're doing?
No, actually, I already worked out. I'm getting ready to go do real life stuff, unfortunately. but I got some protein because believe it or not, dude, I actually like try to work out. I know you read the cage match, you read the reviews. Cole Radrick looks like a bum. Really good wrestler though.
Are you looking jacked, brother? Don't listen to these idiots.
Yeah,
I saw that workout photo you posted the other
day.
You're looking jacked.
Well, that's what someone who's going to be ID would do.
Did Paul tell you needed to work out more? That's all I'm asking you.
Listen, dude. I'm a dude that marches to the beat of his own drum, and I wanted to make the decision to work out more. I wanted to do that, and I'm doing that, man. I'm trying my best. All right.
You look better than I do. That's a big help.
You look
Joel, don't disparage yourself. No, disparage Jeremy. And Jeremy, I do want to say you have a great background. Like
thank you. I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah. How long does it take you to run a quarter mile? About a lifetime?
Jesus Christ.
Now listen.
No, I mean, you would meet Jesus about 3/3 of the way. Or
listen. I don't work out all that much. I am a runner.
Really?
That is the one thing I do. I will run. I run about a 12-minute or so mile.
Hey, I run from my problems, but we don't talk about it publicly. We're good. We're good.
I can plank for 4 minutes. I can hold a 4-minute plank as well. Like, I do more working out than people give me credit for. I held my arm up like this for like 40 minutes just for a show.
It's 32, but you know.
Real okay. I'll exaggerate. It's fine. I don't got popcorn muscles or anything. You know what I'm saying?
I never said you had popcorn muscles. I didn't make any assumptions. I didn't say nothing. Joel, like
I don't pretend I work out, but there are a few things that I actually do kind of workout wise.
Wow. I'm proud of you. I cannot wait to be back at Northern Crown this Sunday. One of my favorite places. Shout out everybody there. First time back in Canada. Oh man. First time back in Canada. In a while. Felix decided
we're not showing. Since July? Have you not been since July when we saw you?
Yep. That was the last time.
Oh, I thought you worked the Northern Crown show.
Right, yeah. I was right. I think it was all the same weekend.
That was that weekend. You're right. That was that weekend. That's the interview right now.
Yeah, just do the interview like this. The cat talk.
Yeah, so we're really excited to be back in Northern Crown. Really excited to do GCW both in Louisville, Kentucky, and St. Louis. Tag team with Alec Price all weekend long. Northern Crown going 1-on-1 against Aiden Prince, and we're really excited for it. I really don't know what to do. He does this all the time, but never on an interview.
The cat belongs to you now, or I guess you belong to the cat now.
Cole Radrick, top PWI Pro Wrestling Illustrated top cat owner, right? Isn't that the
last 3 years?
Yeah.
Last 3 years mentioned.
Tell us what you got going on in December. I saw that you put this out yesterday. Are you your own booker now?
Oh, Midwest, shout out Midwest territory. Me and a couple of my friends, December 8th, Spencer, Indiana. We have a huge show, Midwest territory debut show. Me, Cam Adams, Chad French, we all got together, wanted to do something. And the town that I grew up in, it's a very small town, but it's a town I take a lot of pride in. I want to do something for the community, have a family-friendly, all-ages event that appeals to everybody. We have a whole bunch of cool wrestlers coming to town, and I'm very much excited for it. You kind of put me on the spot. I wish I would have known we were to cover that. I would have had more of some notes going on, but tickets are available now. We got some big stuff coming up. And like I said, the release of the Smitty is coming up as well. And there's a lot of wrestlers that were featured on the Smitty that are going to be on the show as well.
You're going to be back on this show very soon anyway. So this was our attempt to just kind of.
Yeah, no, this was Jerry's attempt to fucking ruin my day. All right, dude? I'm just saying, dude.
Listen.
I'm just saying, Jeremy, shit comes around, all right? Shit doesn't just flush the toilet down the toilet and go away. The shit comes around.
He's not wrong.
I'm just letting you know, bro.
In Jeremy's defense, Hold on.
No.
Yes, please defend me.
The call he sent me.
Hold on.
Cannot defend.
Hear me out. In Jeremy's defense, we were talking about Northern Crown. I was talking about the fact that if I'm going to Northern Crown, it was actually because Steve Macklin's there, and Macklin and I have a thing. And
he might be ID'd.
He might be. I joked offline with that about anyway. And then Jeremy mentioned, "Oh, Cole's going to be on the show," and I didn't realize you were going to be on the show. And I'm like, "Well, now I have to go."
Yeah, you have to.
Now I have to go. So that was kind of my point. In Jeremy's defense, you're mostly here because we wanted to troll you, but also because we wanted to say, I'm going to see you this Sunday, Mo.
Joel might be ID'd. We don't know who's going to be ID'd at this event.
That's true.
They could be looking for podcasters. We have no idea.
I feel like there are other podcasters they would target before us. Ones with like 60,000 subscribers.
We're pretty harmless, though, you know?
Yeah, that's the problem. We're pretty harmless. Yeah. We got to start giving hot takes.
We have cats on our show. Who else can claim that they have cats like that? Look at that.
Well, we're Rest Friends doing that for a while. Emily May was doing a wrestlers.
Yeah, they gave up.
Yeah,
they gave up.
Listen, I'm just saying.
We're still here. Cole,
Jerry, you're getting put through a table. Joel, I'll see you Sunday.
Enjoy your week. Be
Ratty
safe.
Forever.
Safe travels.
Yeah, travel safe.
Thank you as always, Cole.
Later.
Yeah,
bye, buddy.
Oh, Cole Radrick. And that's how you open the show. First 20 minutes, and we went from talking about music to talking about WWE ID to bringing on a WWE ID superstar.
We're going to get him in trouble.
People are going to hate us.
We're going to so get him in trouble.
Whenever the term they're just a morning show applies, this show. It's this show. But listen, Busted Open you can have their Ray Holland calls out Bubba Ray bullshit. No, we're getting to the bottom of this. We're bringing on WWE ID talent before they even know. We're IDing them for them.
Oh, we're so gonna get him in trouble. Cole, we love Cole. We appreciate Cole.
On Sunday anyway.
I thought, he's doing pre-workout. That's how all of Cody's best stories start, is he did some pre-workout and then all of a sudden he's got the craziest ideas ever. So.
That's true.
Oh, man.
God. What a start.
What are we talking about today? It's all downhill from here, everybody.
It really is. Listen, most people are watching us for the first half hour and then they're like, catch the replay. It's cool. So I get it. It's fine. Most people again, they just turn their phones off and put us down and then that's it. Easy as that. The thumbnail should be the cat.
It should be.
Amazing.
They are doing ID though. They're doing an ID on Sunday. They're doing ID at Beyond Wrestling on Thursday. So
good for them. I honestly I don't know who it could be. I have my feelings. I mentioned earlier who I think it could be, and I'm really judging that by also who's on the poster and who's not, who's unexpected, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. So I'm looking forward to it. I got to reach out to the Northern Crown team and get that sorted out so that I'll be there. I should probably talk to Tim, see if he's available to come and shoot with me. And then also my hope is that I can talk to whoever gets ID'd for 5 minutes and just say, how's it feel? Who are you? And give me the scoop. That's it. See how that goes. There you go. You
got to record it when they do it so you can
I will
break the news.
That is my plan. And then I'll pass it to you or to Sean to put it up on whatever socials you want. Cause I don't care enough to do that. I'd rather give it to you
me. Pass it to me and I'll do the article and all that fun.
You'll do great. So we'll have a good time. It'll be fun. That's my plan for Sunday, is to be at that show. Feel bad because I'll be, I won't be at home with the family and won't be putting down my kid that night, but he'll be okay. He's always okay.
Nah.
Get a fridge door. We're okay. Oh God. All right. Where do we start?
Do you think that you could do fake WWE IDs? You think someone tries to make them?
Someone has been doing them, but jokingly. I think not Tom Green has been doing it on.
Yeah. Tom's Customs. Yeah, Tom's Customs has been doing them and everything. But I'm saying in real life, though. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if you get a WWE ID card. Do they give you? You saw Booker T hand Ice Williams. He handed him that little pamphlet
They get a little, WWE ID, like, it's like a pamphlet or like an envelope, like you're accepting an Oscar.
Yeah, do they create like fake ones? Do you think someone's running like a fake WWE ID business, going to indie wrestlers and being like,
I don't know if you remember graduating from did you graduate college or university? I can't remember.
I graduated online.
Yeah, either way, you graduated. For those who were at an in-person, and that was not a slight at Jeremy, by the way, I just can't remember sometimes. When I went to my my university graduation, it was you walk across the stage. They give you the diploma is actually just a blank piece of paper that's been rolled up, because if you have outstanding fees owing, you have to pay up before you get your actual diploma. And they don't know who has and who hasn't. And it's an administrative nightmare and a flow issue if you're just giving, the piece of paper when you're not supposed to, or you have to look up like who is, who isn't. Regardless, that's kind of what I think it is. It's the diploma. It's just a blank piece of paper with a WWE ID stamp on it.
So I need Ben Bishop should do this skit. Maybe he has and I missed it. But he should do this skit of like he's going to the promoter with his WWE ID, and he's like, "Oh, you owe me like an extra $500. Like I'm WWE ID'd." And the promoter's like, "Well, it hasn't been announced or anything." He's like, "I know, but I got my paperwork right here. It's official. They're just waiting to announce it, So I need an extra $500 on my paycheck because I'm officially WWE ID." This is what we need. We need these independent wrestlers getting some fake WWE IDs and just going to the promoters and be like, "Up my rate now, brother." Again, I'm trying to get you guys paid. This is a fantastic idea.
He just needs to like flash his library card.
He's free.
And then let them be like, "That's a library card." And be like, "No, it's not. It's my WWE ID. Don't you see?" And then he walks away. I don't think Ben's doing it because it's such low-hanging fruit that he's just like, it's too obvious. I think he should do it though.
But no, I'm trying to think of the word, but I'm creating jobs out here for people. I'm creating a person who is creating fake WWE IDs. That's a job. They get paid. I'm getting more money for the wrestlers because now they got fake WWE IDs and now they can get more money. What's this called, Joel? Democracy?
Capitalism?
Capitalism. I couldn't think of the word.
Jesus Christ, your entire country runs on it.
Yeah, well, our entire country allegedly runs on
capitalism. Buying things that you shouldn't be able to buy. Yes.
I'm going to put a tariff on these IDs.
Jesus Christ.
To lower all the prices.
Democracy manifest.
Well, this is what we're doing. We need a fake WWE ID person, and then we need the wrestlers get their fake WWE IDs, and they show them to the promoters, and they get more money out of it.
And then the promoters push back by saying, "Sorry, brother, I can't pay you more because you didn't put smiles on people's faces tonight."
That's exactly what they're gonna do. Do you think that's part of like the WWE ID contract?
Yes.
It's bullet point 5A. Put smiles on faces.
That's not 5A. That's 1A. Okay. The mandate is 1A. Smiles on faces. It's like Chick-Fil-A when you got to say like "my pleasure," and if you don't,
yeah. I worked at Chick-Fil-A.
You get it.
Yeah, I worked at Chick-Fil-A. It was my high school job, and yeah, you have to go through. It's not really training, but like they do this gotcha moment in the interview of when I hand the resume that you fill out and everything, and they do this interview and they talk to you and everything, and they're like, "Oh, so what do you do if someone needs a refill and they come to you with a refill?" And I'm just like, "Well, you fill up their fucking drink. I don't know. What do you want me to say?" Ask what they would like and, smile and fill it up and tell them, you're welcome. And they're like, "You also got to say my pleasure." Like, this is a fucking cult that I got to say my pleasure.
It's indoctrination.
It's so you have to say that with everything. They're like, after you clean up, you tell the people my pleasure. Let's say my pleasure for cleaning up your trash. Take your own stupid tray and dump your food in there and whatever's left and put your tray there and take your tray. My pleasure for taking your tray. Like, no, I'm not saying all that. But, you got to act like, "Oh, yes, my pleasure, my pleasure." Like,
because you can't say no problem. Because if you say no problem, then there's a problem.
It's
ridiculous.
Chick-fil-A is a cult, man. They don't like gay people either, so whatever. They
got to close on Sundays. Don't forget.
Yeah,
unless you're in a mall. But anyway, it's fine.
Really? The Chick-fil-A at the mall is open on Sundays?
I feel like the one in Toronto is, but I also
I don't feel like that's a thing in America. I think like any Chick-fil-A is because
like,
I thought like
when they came to Canada, it was like they did a standalone, but then they're like standalone shops don't exactly do as well as going to a mall. So
Right.
Cadillac Fairview, who owns like most of the malls in Toronto at least, came in and like Spencer is in the chat. The one in Edmonton is open on Sundays. The one at Yorkdale, in Toronto, almost certainly open, because that's also a mandate a lot of these malls have, is that if the mall is open, your store is open, otherwise you get fined, and it's a whole process.
Yeah, I don't think Chick-fil-A's are open at the mall here in America. I like that Chick-fil-A was closed on Sundays working in high school. I didn't go to church, but like football was on. I was like, hell yeah, let's stay home and watch football. I don't want to go to work on this. I actually so I was supposed to have off one day, and the schedules got screwed up or whatever, and someone like needed me to cover their shift, and they're like, hey, can you cover my shift on, let's just say it was a Wednesday at like from like 7 to 10 or whatever. I told this person, I was like, no, it's the beginning of hockey season. I'm not covering your dumb shift. Like, it's opening night NHL. I'm watching my team play. And they got very mad at me over this. I feel like I got reported for that. Like, oh, Jeremy wouldn't cover my shift. I was like, that's not my shift to cover. You know, I had plans. I had hockey to watch. I don't want to work. I specifically took off this day so I could watch hockey. Not to work. I'm sorry you have other plans and you need your shift covered. That's not my issue. This
is hilarious. Harassed by the guy in the cow costume?
Oh man, Chick-fil-A is.
What?
I think their food is good. I will not agree with Jason that Chick-fil-A is mid. I like their chicken sandwich is good. I haven't had Chick-fil-A in forever, but their chicken sandwich is good.
Yeah, I can tell you the last time I had Chick-fil-A, and that was January 2020 in New York City, walking from my hotel to Union Station. I was just on a long walk, and it was early morning. I needed something to eat. I stopped at Chick-fil-A for some god awful reason. That was the last time I
Chick-fil-A's fine. Chick-fil-A's fine. Like,
yeah, there are better places to eat.
Oh yeah, I mean, I agree. I gotta go to Wendy's here soon and get the Krabby Patty meal before they stop doing it.
I don't know if it's not that great.
I don't care if it's not that great. One, I like Wendy's. I think Wendy's is good. Two, like I just got to do it for, brand purposes. You know what I mean? Like I can't, even if it's not great, like for the brand, I got to do a SpongeBob. Got to get the SpongeBob. Now I left Chick-fil-A because here's legitimate why I left. They wouldn't let me have a second chicken sandwich. I thought this was bullshit. So like you can have a chicken sandwich when you are like when you're working and you take a break. It's like, oh yeah, you get a chicken sandwich. Like you can have lunch or dinner whenever your shift is and everything. And then like you can take one home as well. I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't get a break. During my shift. So I did not get to eat during my shift. So I didn't get my chicken sandwich. So going home, I was like, well, I'll take 2 chicken sandwiches then. I didn't get my break. Why can't I have a second chicken sandwich? And they're like, that's against the rules. You clearly didn't read your contract that you signed. I'm like, it's a fucking fast food place. What do you mean
sign a contract? Their contract?
I don't even think I signed one. Like, I don't think, but like, Derek, that's against the rules. You can't have a second chicken sandwich. Like, you didn't give me a break. Like, I didn't get my break during my shift. So I'm pretty sure that's against the rules. I'm allowed to have a break to be able to eat. So I quit the next day. I was like, oh, nah.
Law is what that is, by the way.
Yeah, I quit the next day. I'm like, no, you're gonna be this stingy about I can't take home a second chicken sandwich because you wouldn't allow me to go on a break. So guess what? I'm done. I went in during my lunch break on school. Because in high school you can take lunch off campus and everything.
Yeah, we have the same thing.
Yeah. So during my lunch break at school, I was like, you guys want to go to Chick-fil-A? I'm about to quit. So all my friends were there with me and I turned in my uniform and everything. I was just like, I just can't work here anymore. So yeah, I didn't even give them like a 2 weeks or anything. I'm just like, I'm done.
They took it and they were like, it's my pleasure. Walked away.
My pleasure. Thanks for working here. Chick-fil-A sucks. Food's okay. Chick-fil-A, like as
a company,
organization, yeah, it sucks.
I never worked in food service. It was the one thing in my life that I never felt comfortable working. And I have immense respect for people who work in food service of any kind. It was just never a spot that I felt comfortable because I just didn't like the idea of handling other people's foods. I love to cook. I love to make food for people, but like in my own spaces. So I never did it, but I loved going, like I loved helping people. So like I would go and work at like, I worked at Battery Plus, which is something that like nobody will have heard of, but it was attached to an electronics company. I worked there and I was working at Best Buy. Like I've done all that stuff. Just never did food service. I couldn't do it.
I think everybody should do like food service or retail service when you're in like high school and stuff, because it makes you understand how much the world sucks and the shit you got to deal with. And it just makes you, I don't know about a better person, but like, it just really makes you understand like, oh man, all of this kind of sucks.
Yeah. You gotta work with people at least once in your life, not just in a professional setting, but like in a retail setting, in a service setting. I think that tells the story of what it's like handling human emotion.
Yeah, I'm gonna make all of our kids do it. I'm be like, yeah, you guys go work at McDonald's, understand how shit works. You think it were so terrible that you get to play your video games for 5 hours a day after you get home from school. Go work and see how these people are gonna treat you. Then you'll realize we ain't so bad.
But I want to be a YouTuber.
That's what all these kids nowadays want to do.
We say currently on YouTube, being YouTubers.
Yeah, we put in the hours though. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about that the other day, the 10,000 hour thing. And I was like, how many hours have I been podcasting since the pandemic? Because that's when I really started doing this. And I haven't gotten a number yet, but like, it's absurd. Oh, let's go. You worked at Battery Plus? The best. I got rid of my old shirts from there, but Battery Plus was a special place. I turned that ship around, baby. They were going to close us 5 times. Shout out Entertain Canada, the worst. Now the source belongs to Best Buy. So there's that.
Peter's saying every kitchen I worked at, we got a meal during dinner break. If you didn't have one, you got one at the end of the day or breakfast on your next shift. Yeah, like I don't understand why they wouldn't let me take home a second chicken sandwich. You could take one when you leave, and you're supposed to get one during your break. I did not get a break. Why can't I have a second chicken sandwich? Do you think I could go into like Chick-Fil-A today and like complain about this? But like, hey, 20 years ago, I was not given a second chicken sandwich. I should be allowed to have a free chicken sandwich. I feel like they should just let me have it. You know what I mean?
That feels like something you should do.
Oh, Memphis. They're IDing somebody at Memphis Wrestling. My God.
It's getting a little too much now. They're IDing everybody.
Cole's getting
It'll be at Memphis Wrestling. Who's at Memphis Wrestling this weekend? Let's see who's going to be there. All eyes. It's going to be Jerry Lawler.
Oh, could you imagine?
It's just going to be Jerry.
I recognize half these people.
I mean, that's kind of the point. I'm sorry.
Was Butterbean going to be there? It says Butterbean Memphis.
Butterbean is getting ID'd?
Hell yeah, Butterbean getting ID'd. That would rule.
This is payback for the Brawl for All. Butterbean gets ID'd. That's the perfect way to spend your Sunday in Memphis.
They don't you go to like buy tickets and whatever, and like it doesn't have like a card or anything better about this. It just like you just see Butterbean. It's like, all right, cool, but like who's actually on this card? Like they should promote that stuff.
Tickets from $13. My God. Good for them. I'm trying to see if I can find anything else. This is Memphis Wrestling is where Gresham has been doing some work. Jonathan Gresham. It's like there's like a small part of me that's like, what if it's Gresham that's getting the ID gimmick?
He's not part of the poster though. He's not on the
No, he's not. He's backstage. I don't actually expect it to be him.
I don't think it's Gresham. I don't feel like you'd have to like ID someone like that. It's just like you'd like sign them.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Maybe you could ID him, but
Memphis Wrestling is just retweeting all the WWE ID stuff, so can't find anything else.
I respect it.
I know it should be Butterbean. It's got to be Butterbean.
Oh, I hope it's Butterbean. Hell yeah, bring back the Brawl for All.
The ID Brawl for All. Oh God, have everyone. It's Jeff Jarrett. Everyone should just come back for this.
Jeff Jarrett would rule.
I'm just going down. I'm looking at Memphis Wrestling being like, is there anyone that like jumps out at me? But I don't see it. Anyway, WWE ID is everywhere. Who's going to be in the building on Sunday at Northern Crown? Who knows?
How are they going to identify two people? They're identifying somebody at Northern Crown and at Memphis. How many scouts do they have? I thought it was just Gabe going door to door.
It'll be Gabe in one spot and then William Regal in the other spot.
Oh, okay.
And then Chris the Gentle overseeing everything because that's what everyone thinks is happening.
It'd be sweet if like Gentle he's just on like a platform, so he just walks above everybody, and so he's the person that's oversees. Nick
Khan is going to show up at Bloodsport and ID somebody. I swear to God, the day after Full Gear, he's going to show up and like, Sumi Sakai, welcome to WWE ID.
Carmen Petrovic's on that show.
That's why I said, because she's facing Sumi Sakai. So after Sumi Sakai loses to Carmen Petrovic, which will get people talking, it's just, you get WWE ID for Sumi Sakai. 20-year veteran. I'd love it.
It should like ID Barnett after he beats MVP.
It should be Nick. Oh, fantastic. I'm just thinking about how that would look, and it'd be very funny. The WWE ID program has become this hilarious meme for us, and we're gonna ride it through.
It kind of rules this program. Like, I really want to know more about it. We gotta get somebody who's been ID'd on the show to talk about this thing.
Again, my hope is that whoever does Sunday, I can at least have a conversation with them on the scene, or try and set something up for afterwards, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of expectation of what they can and can't say, and maybe they're working with PR and so on and so forth. But I don't know. Ben Bishop wrestles for Memphis Wrestling.
Oh, is he going to be there on Sunday?
Even if he's not, he should show up with his WWE ID card.
Yeah.
You should message Ben right now, send him that tweet and be like, brother, I got you. I have an idea of a lifetime.
Hold on. Let me see. Ben Bishop. I got to put Ben Bishop wrestler because, I'll get the hockey goalie. We don't want to have that confusion. Great. Well, yeah, but they don't want to have that reaction again. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see if he is wrestling on Sunday's show. It doesn't look like it. He hasn't promoted anything if he has. So I don't see him. I don't think he's wrestling on Sunday's show.
Let's check his Instagram.
Oh well, we'll get Bishop on soon enough and see if we'll get him ID'd.
Oh yeah,
get all these guys ID'd.
That's gonna be our whole life, is getting Ben Bishop WWE ID'd.
Good luck to whoever's getting ID'd. 1 on Thursday, 2 on Sunday. Good luck to them.
Yeah, that's listen, I'm happy. Should have Macklin on Monday. But then I got to go through the process. I'm not going through that process.
Yeah, you'll get in trouble if you don't go through that.
Yeah, and then I got to do 18 minutes and not talk about WWE. So let's talk about
Northern Crown.
Or Northern Crown. Actually, this is I shouldn't speak too out of school on this, but like, Macklin's one of the few guys that I can go to and he'll be like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. And that's actually not even out of school, because he showed up on my birthday stream last year. And
we didn't talk wrestling though. It was just a bit.
I guess he's easy to work with, comparative to other situations. Let's talk about things that are also happening. 5-on-5 WarGames is confirmed. It's back. I said on Monday, I was like, it was kind of hinted. So I guess we kind of have to talk about it. And I know you and I kind of begrudgingly went through the process. But here we are again. It's confirmed that it'll be 5-on-5. The only way to get out of it that I would absolutely love is if both sides of the bloodline go to every single person on the roster and they all say no, and they all come back and just be like, who'd you get? No one. Who'd you get? No one. Y'all just want to do 4-on-4? All right.
Everybody on the roster should say no. Like, why would you want to team with these people?
Right. Everybody sucks. Except the problem is a lot of these people have also gone onto interviews and be like, yeah, I'd love to work with the bloodline, because they know that they maximize their freaking minutes if they do.
I thought it made sense if you're gonna do 5-on-5. I don't like it being 5-on. They released a poster and that was 4-on-4. It's like, just keep it like that. What are we doing here? It makes more sense as 4-on-4. If you're gonna do 5-on-5, which they seem to be doing, I thought it at least made sense that they like went to Seth because of his ties with everything. Like that was a person that it made sense that they went to. Then, I mean, you mentioned the Braun Breaker stuff, and I still think that's dumb. But Jimmy did speak with Braun Breaker. I was like, I get the tie-in, but at the same time, like there's not enough there for that for me to be like invested in that. Seth, there's at least enough there for the overall investment. But then who's on the other side if Seth teams with Roman? Like, are you just, it's not going to be like Punk. That doesn't make any sense. Are you just going to throw Bronson in there because he's feuding with Seth now? Like, that just feels like so shoehorned almost. This is why I should just stay 4-on-4.
We've discovered that shoehorning was the theme of Monday Night Raw anyway. So
Yeah.
the women's side. Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. But the 5-on-5 for the men, yeah, once they confirmed that early on in the show, it was like, all right, well, now we got to find somebody. And yeah, the problem is if you get Seth, you have to have Bronson Reed because they're in that feud. If you get Cody and you go back to SmackDown, then you got to do Kevin Owens or, you know, and again, we talked about it. The Kevin Owens story could work, but like Cody, I guess the only way that it works is you say Cody has a respect for Roman because of what they did at Bad Blood, and he likes Sammy and he likes Jay. So like Cody does have a connected tissue there, but it's still loose. And this is why I always
all
go
of
back.
this is loose.
All of this is loose. And I get that. This is why I also go back to the Paul Heyman thing. I feel like Paul's big return will be the connective promo where he tells them you have to band together for the greater good, Avenger style. That's going to be the big Paul Heyman moment out of all of this. And when do you do it? I don't know, because you have a live SmackDown 2 weeks before, but then you have a tape SmackDown as the go home. Do you do it early? Do you do it afterwards? Does Paul even come back? Who knows? I just don't know who should be on the other sides of those teams, who should be on the 5-on-5. I don't think it should be somebody new. I don't think it should be Hikuleo coming in, anything like that. I think it should just be someone who's, I guess, connected to the story, even in a loose way, but then you have to bring in their dance partner as well to make sense of it all.
Is it Drew? If they have Seth, is this where Drew comes back?
You could. I wish. I don't want to see Drew until Netflix. I mean, you and I have talked about this. I'd rather Drew McIntyre stay off TV for now. He's not involved in much, so don't he has no reason to be involved in anything. So let him relax, let him be at home with his family, do whatever he's doing, heal up, and then be back in time for Rumble season. Bring him in for that. I don't want to see CM Punk necessarily. I think it's more likely if we see CM Punk, it's going to be at the aftermath of the world title match, or not even at all. We might even not see Punk until the night after WarGames, or the Monday after WarGames.
Punk makes sense with like a Heyman connection. He doesn't make any sense in this story otherwise. Like he doesn't. Like, and if he makes sense, it'd be on Roman's side because of Heyman. But again, he doesn't make any sense. Seth makes sense. I don't like it, but you understand the connection with Roman. They're always going to be bonded through that. Like Roman certainly shouldn't want Seth. I say, like, no, this is the dude who basically cost me the title at WrestleMania. Why would I want this guy on my? It should just be family stuff. Like it should just be 4-on-4. It makes no sense to put two more guys on the sides just to make it 5-on-5. Like there are loose connections all around that you can do, but why? What's the purpose of it? It literally just feels like they're doing it just to do it when they don't need to. You've got a great scenario 4-on-4, a scenario you've been building 4-on-4 for years now, and it's there. You don't need to throw out anything else in there. I will say this. I'll go devil's advocate a little bit here. By adding 2 more people, whether it's Seth and Bronson, whether it's Braun Breaker, and I guess he's feuding with Sheamus now, whoever it is, Cody and Kevin, you make those feud, maybe not Cody and Kevin, because that's already for the title, and that already feels pretty big, especially after the last angle that they did. But you are giving other wrestlers a really good opportunity that I don't want to say everything else is like below, but let's be honest about where the Bloodline is. They're always at the top of the story. They're always at the forefront of television. So by adding Seth, like Bronson's a guy who I thought he should have won at Crown Jewel, but they're doing a rematch, so maybe he'll win the rematch. Bronson's a guy who probably gets elevated coming off of this. See, Seth doesn't really need it. If it's Drew, he doesn't really need it. Cody and Kevin don't really need it. Braun Breaker, like that would be a cool spot for him. That helps elevate him. So you potentially could elevate another story and another couple of wrestlers out of this that otherwise you wouldn't have if you kept it 4-on-4. Now, does that mean you needed to do it? Does it make sense to do it? I still believe no, but I see that as a potential positive.
So while some people have mentioned in the chat, I will add, yes, Raw was taped for next week. Yes, we have some spoilers. We're not going to talk about it. I'm saying the spoilers are out there, and that's fine. I'm not giving spoilers. My point to all of this is, for anyone saying the 5th member gets revealed next week, well, no, if you look at the spoilers, you haven't confirmed anything. You've had matches with finishes that revolve around the people we're talking about, but there is no confirmation from any sorts that this person joined or this person didn't join. We're still stuck in the we don't know, and we're kind of running on the vibes, you know, of like someone got involved or someone didn't get involved, therefore this person has to be joining. We don't know yet. That's why we kind of sit here and talk about it, because we don't know what it's going to be when they finally get there come Monday. I assume Friday is going to be a lot of the Bloodline goes to this guy and the other Bloodline goes to this guy, and they do a little bit of talking. I'm sure Cody Rhodes will get involved. I'm sure that Kevin Owens will get involved in the conversation part, but and this is the other thing too. I would rather have it resolved with someone from SmackDown than someone from Raw, just because the Bloodline story is such a SmackDown heavy story. To have a Raw storyline involved, I guess, like, again, Seth and Bronson, if this is like their blow off to it, still feels weird. It still feels weak.
Like, I'm with you. Seth makes sense, at least, though. He's a Raw guy, but like he at least makes sense on that side. And then and then you basically gotta pull you gotta pull Bronson from that. Unless they got The Rock. I don't believe they have The Rock. If they had The Rock, they would have probably made a bigger deal about that by this point, considering the event's like 2 weeks away. They would have made reference that, hey, by the way, The Rock's on this show. Everyone should tune in. But maybe they're keeping that as a last minute surprise type thing. You know, we shall see. Yeah, I've not seen any of the spoilers. I'm going based on what we saw on Monday, and we saw Seth talk to Sammy and say, "No, that's dumb. Are you dumb? Are you stupid?" And then talk to Solo, where he said, "I'm not teaming with a fake Roman Reigns." So that's what we saw. And we saw Jimmy talking to Braun Breaker. And I don't know who you pull with from, like, Sheamus is who he's feuding with, but like, it doesn't, like, why is Jimmy talking to Braun Breaker anyway?
I don't know. Trying Braun to Breaker circumvent the other Bloodline talking to him,
I guess, but like, Braun turned on Jay. Like, Jay shouldn't like that, right? Because Braun was like, "Oh yeah, we're friends, respect," and then Braun turned on him and buried the family. He's like, he buried Jay. He's like, "You were riding,
you sucked off your family."
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, "You sucked off your family."
We are accurate reporters here. We talk about what was said. We don't mash this up. That's what he said.
So why is Jimmy talking with Braun Breaker anyway? Like, Jay should be questioning that, and maybe he will. Maybe he questions that on SmackDown or next week on Raw. But like, Jay should be like, "What? Why are you talking to this dude for? Like, no, he sucks. He beat me. He was talking down on our family. Like, he shouldn't be part of here. It would have made more sense if Solo and those guys were talking to Braun. Jimmy was a questionable one. They got to explain that one.
I think it's just because Jimmy, again, like, Roman is not a babyface. I guess by extension, Jimmy is not a babyface.
But Jimmy might not be a babyface, but like Jimmy is clearly trying to mend things between Jay and Roman. So, why would he, unless this is like a Paul Heyman play, like all of this is like Paul Heyman actually pulling some strings that we just don't know about, because Paul and Braun don't really have history, but we know, they had that one little interaction, and like Paul is spoken highly of Braun Breaker, and you could see where Paul Heyman is like, yeah, get this guy. Like, this is the guy that you want. I guess you can explain it in that way, that Paul Heyman might be pulling some strings of go target this guy. But, this is all headcanon right now. This is not explained on television. On television, we just saw Jimmy talking to Braun, and to me, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense based on what Braun has said and Braun's beef with Jay.
I've been saying it this whole time. The hell?
Yeah.
She should be the 5th.
Yeah, I agree. Man, it's going to suck when Ridge Holland beats Andre Chase and like destroys Chase U, and Thea Hale is never going to wrestle again.
I think, honestly, I have a feeling that they are going to do it's no longer Chase U, but that didn't stop me from getting my affairs in order. I have signed over the rights to Chase U to Thea Hale. Welcome to Hail You. Give me a Hail You. And that is how we get Thea Hale University.
Do you think Ridge wins, and then the next week Thea comes out with the contract and he says, like, the contract, the last name does start with an H, but not Holland. It starts with Hale, and then she has Hale University. I'd like the Hale U. It's a different way of getting there, but can we just get Thea Hale a friggin' match? What? She has a great match against Roxanne Perez, and she's never wrestled again.
We need to
what
get
are
her
we
back
doing?
On. I don't know why she's not in an Iron Survivor Challenge. She should have beat Rizzo this week.
She hasn't wrestled since July. She has a great match against Roxanne Perez. Everyone praises it. Roxanne Perez is like, this was such a good match. And it's like, anyway, we're never going to have Thea Hale wrestle again.
I just hope she's healthy.
Yeah, if she's not healthy, then obviously that changes the dynamic. Yeah. But she wrestled on the live event. They don't really do live events anymore, but she wrestled in August on a live event. So she's at least been healthy since then. Why is she wrestling? Shawn Michaels is not cooking.
It's true. He is the opposite of cooking. He is cleaning.
Yeah, beef with Shawn Michaels right now.
The beef ain't cooking. It sucks. We need less beef, more cook. Something. I don't know. Anyway, the women's WarGames match is about to be announced. Here's the thing about the women's WarGames match. It shouldn't be a women's WarGames match. It should be a 5-on-5 Survivor Series style elimination tag match. Easy as that. If you're going to shoehorn it in, don't put the cage in there. Just make it a 5-on-5.
What are the teams? Bianca, Jade, Naomi,
Io, and then a 5th that I'm not going to spoil, but it is out there.
Oh, okay.
Someone steps up, and
Thea
then
Hale.
Thea Hale, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they're taking on, oh my goodness,
Liv, Raquel, Nia, Tiffany,
and Candice.
Oh, Candice.
Candice LeRae, Shooter Candice.
Oh, hell yeah.
See, that's the best part. Io and Candice being in that match, that's what saves the plunder WarGames aspect of it.
All right. Like, that's a fine match. I get your point of like, yeah, should it be WarGames? Maybe not, but I understand. Like, they gotta have a women's WarGames match, so I don't have to. But
listen, if it turns out that it's actually a 5-on-5 Survivor Series style match, I'm over the moon, because I don't think a WarGames match means much in this whole scenario. There's interconnective tissue for why, and it's mostly title based. I'd rather you just tell the story in a 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series team match.
Yeah, I'm with you, but they just do WarGames, so
yeah, they have the cage set up. May as well use it twice.
Yeah. They just like doing the WarGames match. What are you gonna do?
Yep, to just be stuck with it. I just felt shoehorned. It was shoehorned in, especially after the tag match main event on Raw, because that felt very rushed. They had to get to the finish just so they could have all these women kind of run in and fight each other, and someone has to stand tall. It was just, it should be a World War III match. I know that tickles Jeremy very much.
Hell yeah, that was my first pay-per-view.
Do they have 60 women on the roster that they could use?
Yeah, are you kidding me?
That's true. I guess between both and NXT, you could do it.
Yeah, they got way over 60.
Plus all the new ID talent that they're going to get.
That's right.
Maybe the fifth man is Cole Radrick. They're just waiting for Sunday when he gets ID'd. He gets ID'd, and all of a sudden...
Shit, am I on the other side of that?
All of a sudden, Roman Reigns comes strutting down at Northern Crown. It's at a brewery, so he's like, just sipping a beer, just be like, hey, what are you up to? It's Vancouver.
Why is Roman high?
It's the way he speaks. He's really cool. Cool people are high.
Okay.
Don't do drugs, kids. Unless you do it legally and you do it safely. Anyway, and he just says, hey, what are you up to at the end of the month? You want to team with us in a big cage? And Cole Radrick's like, nah. And he just leaves. It's like, I got a booking that night. I got a GCW show.
I don't understand why Roman is high.
He's always high. Look at his eyes. What do you see? Roman Reigns is high as a fiend.
He smelled the weed on somebody at that event. Remember?
I do. That was on SmackDown.
Yeah, that was funny.
He always knows because he gets it. He's been there. He's done it.
I don't think so.
I think Roman Reigns smokes. I think he does. I really do.
Maybe, but like, I don't think he's that way. He's going to wrestling shows that way. You gotta set an example.
You know who I think has been getting high lately? I think Gunther's getting high. Why is he so shook by Damian Priest? Did Priest say something like while Gunther was on some sort of drug, and he's like, ah, because now Gunther is just scared. What's going on?
Well, he knows he can't beat Priest. Priest had him beat at SummerSlam, and he only won the title because, Finn turned, and now Gunther has lost to Cody. So, like, his aura is a little shook right now. Like, you think I'm joking about this, but, like, legitimately, that's how I'm reading it.
I don't think you're wrong. I just think that at the same time, like, Finn's still in play, because Finn immediately was like, man, everything sucks. Our group sucks. I'm going to go make it better because Damian Priest sucks. He's going to get back there. So I don't know. Gunther being shook is... I get that you have to tell the story of a character not being infallible. He has to have those moments where he's like, where he is shook. This just felt a little forced. It's just, he'll win and it'll be a really good, probably even paced match. It protects both men, but in the right way. Nobody looks bad, coming off a defeat. So the way that they're playing it is like, it's going to work, but just the way that they acted it, that doesn't work.
All right.
Got to send them to acting school.
I thought it was like, okay. I thought it was fine. I understand what they're trying to go with Gunther. Gunther's got to get his confidence back after losing to Cody. And again, Priest, he may have lost if it wasn't for Balor. So Gunther ain't at the top where he was. Like, if you think about it, like, he was a little shook against Sammy. He kept denying Sammy the match because Sammy beat him. And it wasn't until Sammy was disrespecting his father and everything that Gunther was finally, all right, you little pipsqueak, I'm gonna finally beat you. Like, this isn't like out of character for Gunther. Now, if you don't fully like the character because he's a world champion and he's been presented as such a mad is sacred, yeah, I'll fight anybody throughout his Intercontinental title run, and now he's not quite like that, I understand that point of it. But as far as like the character that they've portrayed really since he's won the title, it does make sense.
Okay. I'm willing to hear it out. It was the acting that just wasn't very good. So I kind of got taken out of it. There's the Punk, inclusion at some point. Feels like CM Punk's going to be going after the world title sooner than later. As soon as he returns, he was probably going to stake his claim for it. He had a big, series win over Drew McIntyre. So he has a reason to do it. Then there's Goldberg. So hold on.
Okay.
Hear me out for a second. Zarian and I kind of discussed this on Tuesday's show.
That sounds terrible.
It was go watch it. Great show. They've got a big stadium to fill in Toronto in March.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
That could be the Goldberg match. That could be the Goldberg retirement match. And this isn't me being like, Goldberg's going to win the title. No, I fully expect it would be Gunther wins and possibly retains a world title match. But I don't know where we're at with Gunther past CM Punk. Does he beat Punk and Punk has to go back to finding his way onto the WrestleMania card or whatever it is? Like what's his story? But also if you bring in Goldberg for that match like that, and that's his last match, it's a big stadium match. Goldberg has a good history in Toronto. He made his return to WWE in 2016 at that Survivor Series, and that's where he squashed Brock and definitely got a lot of people talking. And that led to Goldberg's, the good and bad of the Goldberg return. But it started there. You can end it in Toronto. There's history. I don't know if that's where they're going with it, but part of me was like, if you want to fill a stadium, Goldberg and John Cena are two fantastic ways to do it. And that way you don't have to act like The Rock has to be there. John Cena is almost certainly going to work an Elimination Chamber match, whether that's on the card or in the chamber itself. He's almost certainly working. But Goldberg, might be able to sell 60,000 some odd tickets on those two backs. Thoughts?
Okay. No, I'm with you that Goldberg would be a big addition to that card for his retirement match, on top of potentially just John Cena wrestling on the card. Now, how you get there with Gunther is a different question, because it's Gunther going to defeat Punk. Like, I'm not opposed to that, by the way. I'm not opposed to Gunther beating Punk at like Rumble, and then Goldberg just ends up being the next challenger. Oh, Zapato's got it. Brett's got to be the referee for this thing.
Brett's going to be at Mania weekend. He's going to be on the On Location gimmick.
All right, good for him. I need him at Elimination Chamber in Toronto as a special guest referee.
I'm just saying,
Goldberg's last match.
He's in the family. He's a part of it. Let's go.
Do you think Brett and Goldberg could actually agree on this? Not even joking, because I really don't think they actually like each other. I don't like. Maybe they can set it aside and for business, but I think Goldberg kiboshes that. I think if he's asked like, "Hey, what do you think of Brett being the special guest referee?" I think Goldberg is like, wait, he's going to be the referee for my retirement match. He's going to be part of my retirement match. I think Goldberg is like, absolutely not. He cares way too much about that character and like his aura that he's not going to be like, the
kids won't see me as a superhero if he's here. They'll think he's the superhero. I'm the superhero.
I don't even know if Brett wants to do that either. I think Brett might, just because hold on, I can
troll.
Yeah, I could just troll him here.
Oh no. Goldberg was a part of Brett's
retirement. That's not true.
He had a hand in it, but he didn't cause the retirement. Brett came back and had a couple matches.
Brett came back, exactly.
Won the US championship. Come on.
Nah, I don't think Goldberg would agree to that. Brett would probably, again, just troll. Be like, I'll be part of this. That sounds great. He'll definitely ensure Gunther wins. They'll just screw job all over again, whether Goldberg wants to or not. Goldberg's losing that match. But I think Goldberg, if that gets presented, he's like, nope, this is not in the cards for me.
I think Goldberg will do the right thing and lose the match. Because he's old school enough that he would, want to go out on his back like most people.
He's old school from like the Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan old school.
Yeah,
they weren't fucking losing.
Well, they lost eventually. None of them have really retired yet. I mean, Scott Hall's a different situation. He's been gone for a while, but unfortunately,
Hogan didn't lose his last match.
Hogan hasn't had his last match yet, brother.
Okay, his actual last match, I'm pretty sure he won. Yeah, he won.
What was that?
Well, actually, his last televised match was against Sting at Bound for Glory, and he did lose that match, but he won. He won a 6-man match, the TNA tour. I guess technically he lost his last televised match. He did not lose his last match in WWE. That was when he beat Randy Orton, where he politicked the shit out of that. 1 year after he politicked the hell out of Michaels and beat him as well.
Fool me once, shame on everybody.
See, Sting did lose his last match. Goldberg's friends with Sting. Sting didn't lose his last match. Flair didn't lose his last match. Nah, Goldberg, this whole like lose your last match thing, I think people got like rose-colored glasses of they do what's right for business. Shawn didn't lose his last match. Undertaker didn't lose his last match.
Wait, are you talking about the tag matches?
Yeah, the tag match.
Tag match doesn't count.
That's his last match. He didn't lose.
We wiped that from existence.
He didn't lose. Triple H lost his last televised match.
See, so did Batista.
Yeah, Batista is like legit though. Batista is different than all these other guys. Literally.
Yeah, Hogan's just going to come back so we can say he's running for the state of Florida.
I don't know if Goldberg. I truly don't know if Goldberg's going to lose his last match. I'm not sold on that actually being a thing.
You give him the world title?
Nah, I mean, you don't give him the world title, but like, I'm literally like, I don't know if he's going to lose his last match, honestly.
I hate it. I hate it here.
Because let's say it's Gunther. Why does the world title have to be on the line? I know Gunther's the champion now, but let's say Punk does beat Gunther, and then you can do Gunther and Goldberg still.
Yeah, you could.
Elimination Chamber, but then Gunther losing to Punk and then Goldberg.
Dude. You do. You have to assume that if Gunther drops the world championship at the Royal Rumble, then he's immediately going to want to put himself in a position to get back the world championship, which he would either do as part of the Rumble or at Elimination Chamber. The story then could be Goldberg screws Gunther out of some qualifier match, and that sets up the match for Elimination Chamber 1-on-1. You could do that. But otherwise, you have to make it look like Gunther is going after the world title that he lost. Otherwise, you can't just have him be like, ooh, Goldberg, I'm going to beat the shit out of him, and let that be okay going into WrestleMania season, where if you're the champion, you're automatically in a top caliber match, and you're top of the card, blah, 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 rich man, all that shit that Gunther believes in.
I don't think you have to have Goldberg screw him out of any title, honestly. Like, I think that he can lose to Punk, and then he just comes out whenever, cuts a promo, makes his intentions clear. Maybe it's before the Rumble, because Goldberg has to have 5 months to get in shape. So basically Gunther just declares for the Rumble and says, I'm going to win the Rumble. I'm going to go on to WrestleMania. Here comes Goldberg, and Goldberg is like, all right, you do all that. But what you did in front of me and my family at Bad Blood, we got unfinished business. So Elimination Chamber. You call the shot because it's Goldberg's last match. You don't need too much of a story there of, he screwed him up. Like, they did the story of the disrespecting at Bad Blood. And then Gunther is like, yeah, I'll happily retire you in Toronto. This sounds amazing. I'll win the Rumble. I'll retire your ass and I'll go get my title back. And honestly, that's a good story.
Yeah. Okay. I'm okay with that. I'm on board. Again, if he loses the title, as long as there's some sort of semblance that he wants it back, that's the Gunther way. That's the Gunther approach. But the way you lay it out, it still works. Yeah, this is a side quest, but I said I'd do it, so now I'm going to do it, so I can tell you I did it.
And then Gunther has to win. Now, look, if we're putting Goldberg over here, then he should not be facing Gunther, because either he's beating your champion, which is stupid, or he's beating Gunther. Gunther's taking back-to-back kind of big losses, and that's stupid too. So if Goldberg's gonna win, yeah, like Jason's saying, like he can beat Dom in 30 seconds, and like that'll be fine. Dom can talk his way into some heat. It'll be
just
okay.
Replay the Goldberg 2019 squash against Dolph Ziggler at SummerSlam.
Ziggler loved that match.
He did. All he had to do was call Goldberg back down for another. That was a great segment. Anyway, Miz and Final Testament. They're the Final Testament now. And it was always, hold on. I just realized something. It was always in front of us, Jeremy. Remember, hello, my balls are massive. What testicles? Like balls? Testament? Testicles? Final Testament. Final testicles. The Miz was always the guy behind Final Testament. Testamiz. It makes sense. Think about it. Jewish space lasers. The Wyatts got laid out.
So back to Goldberg.
Oh, I thought we were moving on. Oh, sorry. Speaking of Jewish space lasers, Goldberg.
I do think if Goldberg's gonna lose, like I could see him wanting to put over like Braun Breaker. I could see him doing that because he does like Braun. So I if he's gonna lose, then and it's somebody that he actually wants. I don't know how he feels about. Gunther, but I know he likes Braun. So if he wants to lose, maybe he'll be willing to do that. Otherwise, I'm still not sold this guy's gonna lose this match. I still think he might actually win it. All right. What do you? The wife literally texted me the same thing. Just where's the trash can at? That was her text.
Well,
where is the trash can?
I don't know. You guys
I got it.
Let's clean up. Is it under the car?
Yeah, I got it. No, I got it. It's right here.
Oh, you're back? Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Final Testament.
I got a notepad, Joel. Look at this. This is my
look at you,
memo book.
You go to the dollar store?
No, it's been over here. I just haven't used it. So
got any passwords in there?
That's actually what's on the. I don't know what this is actually. I don't know. I'm not gonna
divulge the passwords.
Yeah. Okay, I got my pen. All right. So what was your dumb idea?
I don't remember.
The thing is like it's not even like your idea because this is what they did. Like they have a line, The Miz with Final Testament. Joel I just put it together for names for it. Yeah,
the Final Testament.
That name sucks.
Not a bad idea. It's just that's what it is.
Well.
Come on.
The Wyatts are dumb. They should have just killed them.
The ITW general manager says, came back to the room to hear Final Testicles. You must be stopped. It's just what it is. They have big balls. They're massive.
So the Wyatts are stupid, right? Like the Miz is like, oh, I apologize. And they just let me go. I said I'd change my ways and they just let me go. You could just kill them. And then like you wouldn't have had this issue.
Well, murder is kind of a Batman stable. The Wyatts seem to be. You just don't kill them unless it's an accident.
You should have just murdered them. You know, like they should have just killed the Miz. I don't understand why they let him go.
They gave him another chance. They're a group of second chances, Jeremy. Look at who's in that group.
The Miz has proven who he is for like 20 years now.
He has. He's got.
The Miz is not going to change. Okay. The Wyatts are like the jilted lover of like, I can fix him. No, you can't. This man for 20 years has a history of being an asshole. He's not going to change just because you scared him and kidnapped him. He's been scared and kidnapped before. Your own brother scared him and kidnapped him and threatened his family. And what has he still done? He's turned on the one good friend he has, R-Truth. He sucks. He's a dick. You knew what he was going to do and you let him go. You should have murdered him.
But you have to remember, he main evented WrestleMania against John Cena.
Okay.
That's what you need to know about The Miz. All talking points go out the window when you mention that he main evented WrestleMania against The Miz. John Cena, I should say. Let's see. That being said, I do like where they're going with the story. I do like that the Miz double crossing does make the Wyatts look stupid. It's going to incense them, and they're eventually going to have a match. This could also have been the 5-on-5, but then you got to involve Scarlett and you got to involve Nikki at that point in the match, and it becomes a little bit convoluted when it's like 4 dudes and 1 woman, and then when they tag in the woman in WWE, you got to automatically switch to the woman as well. So anyway, point is, it's a hard match to lay out. But this was, this is good. This is Karrion Kross looking good for the first time since coming back. You actually want to see what he does next. And I like that they've been kind of putting the story together with the break. I'm going to go break your legs. And there was good stuff for Monday nights.
The Miz just got like busted open, getting carried to the ring too.
I kept going back to find out where that happened. And I think it's when they threw him to the floor, when they got to the entrance, he like nicked his face on something or on one of the gloves of AOP. Just something happened that he just got like a black eye and then it opened him up. It was very surreal, very strange. So what's going on with the story then? It's being laid out better than expected. Granted, probably a low bar, but this is the most investment people have had in Final Testament since, well, ever.
It's fine, like I don't have much more to say other than the Wyatts should have killed him.
When they had the chance, should have just done the neck snap.
Yeah, we saw Dexter Lumis come up behind him, and again, Dexter Lumis knows. Bo Dallas knows. They've dealt with the Miz. He's betrayed them. He's had 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th chances. Kill him.
Okay. Listen, the Miz's dad being the greater power, that would be fantastic.
This I'm for.
Squares up. I'm going to beat you up.
All for the Miz. The Miz's dad, Mr. Miz, coming in here.
George.
Just fighting people. No, Mr. Miz.
All right. What's next? Do we talk a little NXT?
What happened on NXT? I watched it.
Iron Survivor started building. Someone from Noah showed up. Yoshiki Inamura.
Yeah.
They really brushed that off. You want to talk about bad acting? Ava, you are not a very good actress.
Wow.
She's not. It was you want to see an awkward segment? That was it. The one where she welcomes Inamura, and and Inamura is with Josh Briggs, and they were like, "Yeah, he took care of me when I was in Noah," and then all of a sudden Eddie Thorpe shows up, and he's like, "Hey, give me 5 minutes. You've been ignoring me this whole time," and she's like, "All right, okay, bye. Nice to meet you, Mr. Man from Noah, and your big friend who works with me. What would you like, Eddie Thorpe? An opportunity? Okay." My opportunity is for you to have a match next week for Iron Survivor.
You sound like a speaking spell.
Well, that's how she came off. And then A. Thorpe's like, yeah, that's what I wanted. And I'm like, but it wasn't very good. Not good. Just not good.
All right. And it was whatever. I laughed way more at the tag team segment where they're all in the boardroom. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh, the family. This was right off of our sketchbook. The family. You are good at making people disappear. Oh, allegedly.
Yeah.
Sat there and I'm like, they watched the show.
All these tag teams, and they're all fighting at the end. Sure.
That's trying to heat up a tag division that hasn't had any heat in months. It's very funny.
And the heat for the tag division has been, when the hell's Axiom going to break up? Or Fraxium, sorry. Like, that's the whole heat for the tag division is, hey, when are these guys going to break up? And then they never break up. It's like, oh, okay, sure.
That's all it is. And now they're going to win against whoever wins this. What are they doing? Is it a battle royal? Is it a series?
They haven't said. It's just, Ava's just like, show me some ruthless aggression. And then all these teams are like, there's too many women out here. Let's go fight.
Yes. Where have we heard that before? And now the tag teams are going to fight for supremacy to face the two singles guys who hold the tag. It's very strange. It's not very well done.
Thea Hale should just beat all of these people, okay? That's all I'm saying. All these tag teams, Thea Hale should beat them.
We had a couple people join the Iron Survivor. Who was it that joined the Iron Survivor? Javon Evans joined.
Javon Evans, Wesley, and Sol Ruka.
And then Sol Ruka. And Nikita Lyons as well.
No.
That was a qualifier, I thought. Rizzo and Lyons?
That was a grudge match.
I could have sworn that was a qualifier.
That was not specified before the show.
That sounds silly. Well, I mean, I'm happy you're not having Nikita Lyons as part of this match, but okay.
Yes, that was a grudge match, not a qualifier.
Good.
If I'm wrong, someone please correct me. But
no, that's fine. And you've got Stephanie Vaquer and Julia both saying that they expect to be a part of this Iron Survivor.
Yeah, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, and Zarya are just like, so anyway, we're in this thing, right? Like, what's happening?
Even Jada Parker is just kind of like, I gotta win too.
Yeah.
I wonder how they're gonna play those up, because you have 4 more women there that have just pleaded their case, and they're either gonna give it to them or not. Like, I don't know what the plan is. Do they have a did they announce that there's a qualifier next week? They just said that they're doing them, not who's up against who.
They got time. They still got another like 3 weeks before this show. Yeah, they can do plenty of qualifiers. I assume they'll be in qualifying matches. Like, they got enough women who Julia can beat somebody, Vaquer can beat somebody, and Zarya can beat somebody. Like, it'll be fine. I don't know who Roxanne's facing at the pay-per-view though. Or the PLE, sorry. If all 3 of those women are in the Iron Survivor, then does Roxanne just get the night off? Because Trick's at least got a match. He's going to be facing Ridge or Andre. So you would think Roxanne would have a match, but maybe not. I'm
of the belief that Zarya gets screwed and gets the title match somehow again.
That's stupid. If you can't have her lose and then give a title match though.
You can find a way to make it work. I'm just saying that I wouldn't be surprised if she either gets that match or if there's a number 1 contendership match. She can lose next week and then find herself in a number 1 contendership match.
Oh, that's dumb.
Again, I don't know.
I would have Zarya beat somebody. And then, because Roxanne's like not a full chicken shit like champion. She, she shows some fire and shows like, this is my division. Send your best. I'll just beat them. Like, she's taking a couple L's here in these tag team matches, but I have Zarya win. Just beat whoever, someone on the lower level. And Roxanne actually comes out and like confronts her and is like, everyone's afraid of you. You beat me in this tag team match. Now I'm gonna prove that you're just another flavor of the month, just like Julia was, that I've been here building this division and that I run this show. And that's it. That way Zarya doesn't take an L. You get an easy explanation for why Zarya is the number 1 contender, and you set up the title match. And like, I think Roxanne comes out of that looking, I assume she's win the match if that's what it is, but she comes out looking pretty strong there.
See, chat's mentioning a 3-way between Zarya, Vaquer, and Perez. I'd stay away from that. We talked about the idea of Perez putting up her title on the Iron Survivor. I'm against that too, because you've had someone like Roxanne Perez, who's had that title for almost a year, losing it in a multi-woman match. Just, it's not emphatic enough. Whoever wins that title needs to be cemented as the next, tent pole of the NXT women's division.
Yeah, I'm with you. We talked about that previously. I'm just cackling that this Gabe Kidd interview posted 3 times for some reason.
Oh dear.
On the website.
As it should. I thought oh no, it is Wednesday. We're dropping it on Wednesday. It's today.
Yeah.
Good for them. Oh God. All right, what else is there? Something else from NXT that really like stood out to me. It was a show. It was just a show.
Stuff just happens on NXT.
Yeah, it's great. It's high school. People pass each other in the halls.
Nico debuted. You're supposed to definitely know who Nico is.
Who's Nico?
What do you mean who's Nico? Did you not watch the show?
No, God, apparently not. Who's Nico?
It was Nico. Hold on, let me find it. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his last name.
Is this a cat?
Nico Vance. No.
Nico Vance?
Yeah, Nico Vance. What a name.
What is this?
His name is... Oh, of course. I mean, okay.
Nico Vance.
Yeah, Nico Vance.
Who is this?
We, of course, don't... We had the name.
Oh, that's who the dude was in the car.
Yeah.
I kept looking at me like, who was the dude in the car? Oh, Sean Spears has a car driving pal.
Yeah, Nico Vance.
Does Sean Spears not have a license? Was he drinking? Is that why he couldn't be in the car?
I mean, he was having he was having dinner with Tony D'Angelo. I assume they had some wine and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So
good for him. Yeah. Well, there you go. Apparently on Level Up, they did Luca Crucifino versus Nico Vance. So there's a story somewhere in there. Look at that. NXT telling stories from Level Up.
Nico Vance is Skylar Clinton, by the way.
Skylar Clinton?
Yeah.
I would have stuck with that name.
Nico Vance is such an NXT name. It rules.
I did not have sexual affairs with that woman.
What? That's
Clinton.
Okay, I was about to say. Well, I was thinking Nico. You went back to Clinton.
Oh yeah, no, I'm living on Skylar Clinton now.
I want to keep calling him Nike Vance. My autocorrect just wants to do Nike Vance.
Nico Clinton.
That would have been a good name. Do you think that's why they didn't use Clinton? Because they were like,
probably. But imagine, I'm just a small town boy from Little Rock, Arkansas. I play saxophone. I drive truck, but I love. Never mind. Oh God, it's the Javon Evans promos all over again. Is the statute of limitations up on this yet? Can I talk about this? I shot a man. Those are the best. Those get to know Javon Evans promos where he's like, I don't know if I can say this. I'm expecting him to be like, I shot a guy. Oh God, what am I here for? All right, what else is left? We got to talk. So you got the Moxley New York Post quote.
Yeah.
And there's been some back and forth about it. Zarian and I kind of talked about it, but I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Why?
Because it's a really strange interview, and you pulled probably the best quote that could have come from this.
Well, I pulled the entire interview, Joel. I mean, the one I put on mine, I realized I knew what that was going to do, but
yeah, that's my point. We're going to run on that one.
Okay.
Moxley's basically out here being like, I'm
threatening to pistol whip people.
That's what he does.
Pistol whipping motherfucking bouncers 6'2".
I don't think that was part of the interview, but
who needs bullets? When he pulls it, they sweat bullets.
Anyway. Is this effective to you? Is this something that sounds like a good choice for a story?
Is it a story?
Is it a story? Is it too blurred? Is it blurred enough? Like Zarian and I kind of talked about it, and I've seen other people kind of put similar ideas behind it. It's like, how many times can you say we've restored the feeling, or we're trying something new, or we're doing it different, or whatever it is, only to have to go back to we're going to pistol whip people? How many reset, or talk about a hard reset? How many times can you talk about a hard reset before you actually prove that you're doing it? Because this is not the first time that someone, and this is not, again, like, this isn't us being like, oh, AEW sucks. It's just like the rhetoric. How do you get it right? How do you get the PR machine right? I will tack onto this. I made the joke at the top of the show about November Rain. To me, it feels like Tony got upset about losing to the ECW Nostalgia show. So he went and got the ECW most like well-known promo song and decided, I'm gonna do it better. But it doesn't work that way. It just looks like you got sour grapes to losing to the NXT show. And again, to me, that's how it looks. This is from a PR perspective. This is from you're retaliating for that. That's how it looked to me. The Moxley stuff, same thing. How many times can we talk about a hard reset when you're not resetting anything at all?
I don't think this is a get upset at losing type of thing. I understand like it maybe comes off that way, but I'll play devil's advocate here and say I don't think you can get the rights to November Rain like in a week. So it feels like that's maybe something that we're working on for a little bit. And hold on. And they called their like November schedule, November to Remember, last week before the ratings were out and everything. Now that may have been like, hey, you guys want to run the ECW arena? Okay, we're going to call this November to Remember and promote this. That may have been a thing, but that was announced before the ratings even came out. November. So I think this was probably being worked on before they came out. Now, of course, this wasn't announced until everything did come out. So the perception could be, all right, yeah, you lost, and now we're trying to do this, and look at me. But until you brought it up, I didn't see that at all. It's just like, oh, cool. Tony's just got the rights to another song to do November because they're calling this month November to Remember. And by the time we hear the song, November is going to be halfway over anyway. So maybe they should have got that, a little bit sooner with things. But I didn't see it as sour grapes of, oh, well, I'm going to get this because I lost the ECW.
Okay, that's fair. Again, it's how it looked to me. And it was just one of those like, why? What does this accomplish? I thought we gave up on the nostalgia stuff.
It's just like, but they're just using a song. You know what I mean? Like, they're just using a song. Tony uses songs all the time.
He's got to stop using songs. He's got to
maybe it's not that deep. Like, I didn't read into it much more anything.
How dare he pay money for a song?
He just wanted to use this song. He's like, this would be a cool song to use for November. Again, you probably should have gotten it earlier than the middle of November.
Yeah.
If you're going to use it at the beginning, but they got it in the middle of November. So it's like, well, song's only good for 15 days and then it expires instead of, maybe it costs too much to have it for the whole month. He's like, I don't know about a whole month, but we can use it for half a month and we can save money.
Well, we gave up Final Countdown. So the music budget now has some Slash influence ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the Warner Brothers check didn't clear until now. Oh God, David, can you get us a big check for Slash? Yeah, it's got to be addressed to Slash and Axel. Don't ask questions. How much? 55 million. Don't ask questions. Oh man, that's fine. It is what it is. Oh man, nostalgia is essential. Or how do we get new fans? Oh, you get new fans through having a good show. You have a good show with good talking points and good storylines. Jen Ruza sends a super chat saying, "Close up with the Hurt Syndicate was good. This was with Renee. It was very good. Yeah, pumped about them, as you should be. This again, we've hyped. We put a lot of praise behind the Hurt Syndicate, and I think that this is a good story that's come in. As long as it continues to be well told. This is their first foray, so it should be very positive. Keen for a good Dynamite. They have a lot announced. We'll talk about it soon. And Hammerstein will be fun. We'll talk about it in a sec. Need Mimosa Joe, Adam Copeland, and Kenny Omega to be coming back. Well, Omega, you'll probably see over in Japan soon enough. Adam Copeland, hopefully sooner than later. And Mimosa Joe is on a filming schedule. Hammerstein. They announced Hammerstein, and then Andrew Zarian was like, hey, they got one more. They're going to do an AEW Collision taping in Hammerstein the night after Final Battle. That's impressive. That's nice. It's a nice little different venue to run the show. I don't think it's going to be like this game changer that some people seem to think it is, but I like that they're at least trying to be in a different spot. I hope that they sell out both shows, both nights, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, Hammerstein's got a lot of history with ROH, so Hammerstein makes sense with everything. I'm gonna go back to the Moxley stuff because I didn't really comment on that. I just talked about November Rain. So Moxley seizing control of TBS tonight, which is
that was really
hilarious.
Cheesy. Really cheesy. I'm sorry. That was.
You don't like this?
I think it's cheesy. The man is trying to kill people. Yeah. And you're like, he's going to seize TBS like it's 1985 and Andy Griffith is on after the show. Like, that shit's kind of hokey.
Here's what's got to happen, though. Like, what does it mean? I guess we'll find out.
But that's the thing. Every time they've done it, it's been an empty platitude. Moxley is coming. Okay. To do what? Moxley's contractually obligated to be here. Like, it's just, that's been the problem, is that they're trying to make it cool, but they're really trying to, it just sounds hokey as hell.
I mean, I'm sort of on board with you, but here's what they got to do to make it mean something. They got to cut off Big Bang Theory at 7:58. They got to cut that off. Sheldon Cooper's in the middle of professing his love to Amy Farrah Fowler, and here's Jon Moxley. And it's just enough with that love shit. Anyway, now we're going to get to some ass kicking. And Jon Moxley's just beating people up backstage. I don't care who he's beating up. Beating up all these other dorks like that watch Big Bang Theory. That's how you seize control of TBS. If it just leads into, here's a cold open with Jon Moxley and they do the same thing that they've always done, it doesn't mean all that much to me. You cut off Big Bang Theory to show he's actually got control. And furthermore, the show ends at 10 o'clock. Jon Mox is like, fuck this overrun. I'm tired of this show going over. No, we're ending this at 10 o'clock. TBS has been great partners. They've granted us an over. Nope. Show ends at 10, everybody. Getting in, getting out. That's how we do business around here. That's what we need out of Jon Moxley, to show he's got control of TBS. All the commercials got to be for white t-shirts and thrash metal music and coffee. That's coffee. It. Yeah, you got to appease Claudio.
But
that's all the commercials.
And it's Prince Nana's coffee for some reason because he paid for the rate.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh God. It's funny. And then afterwards he throws to like classic Atlanta Braves baseball.
Hell yeah. I don't know if Moxley's like classic Braves fan.
Who knows?
That'd be great.
Put the Cleveland team on. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, he's from Cincy. Cincy doesn't have a team, so I assume he might be a Guardians/Indians fan. So yeah, it's classic. Well, I think the Braves always beat the Indians in the 90s, so I don't know if that's actually going to work out too well. Just Major League. He's like, you know what? We're fucking running Major League, okay?
My favorite movie. We're not going to watch Time Cop tonight. No, we're going to watch Major League. You guys like Major League? Well, you do now because I hate Time Cop. He makes us watch Time Cop every week. I'm so sick of it.
Oh yeah, the Reds are in Cincinnati. I legitimately have Reds like merchandise and fancy myself a Reds fan. Completely forgot they exist.
Never heard of them.
I mean, in fairness, can you blame me? Can you really blame me? The Reds forgot they've existed for the past decade. No.
Moxley's going to be there tonight. So it is what it is.
So with his comments to the New York Post, like,
yeah,
his point of, besides pistol whipping people, which is hilarious.
You should just start beating people with the briefcase on TV.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that would be funny. His point of like, somebody, the backstage hand, of saying like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's bottom of the card. It's like, well, at one point we're all bottom of the card. We got to work our way up the ladder. There's no ladder. Okay, we're gonna show them this ladder. I get what everybody's saying. Apparently, you and Zarian were saying this, and like I'm not in disagreement. Like this is what I've been talking about on this show. Is this should have been a bigger story. This should have been an overarching thing. There should have been like real consequences for what's happening. I go back to the Private Party stuff. Private Party did a really good interview with Jericho, by the way. They were on Talks Jericho today. And they talked about how like Moxley changed him. And it's like, this is cool to say in like an interview with Chris Jericho, but like it would have also been nice to hear a little bit on television. Remember I said that after they did oh, thank you, Young Bucks. You made us step our game up. It would have been nice if they would have been like, and we owe something to Jon Moxley because he broke my hand and said it's been 5 years and we haven't accomplished shit. That made us want to step our game up. That made us want to get on this level that Jon Moxley is at. Instead, thank you, Young Bucks, for making us raise our game and everything. And then they just forgot about Moxley. Then they're just like not even feuding with him at all. I was like, okay, well, now we got to be in the tag team division. Daniel Garcia, same thing. Just forgot about Moxley. It's like, oh, I want the TNT title. Where's Jack Perry at? Like, that's the stuff that's tangible that you can put on television that resonates with people that isn't, anyway, we're gonna change how things are done around here. Like, well, I'm kind of watching the same show I've been watching. Doesn't feel like too much has really changed around here. They had it. They had it after Wrestle Dream where they killed Bryan Danielson and the whole locker room came out and it was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is really a war right now. And when they lost it, Joel?
The following Wednesday?
The opening segment of Dynamite the following Wednesday when Adam Cole comes out and makes no reference whatsoever to what happened at the end of Wrestle Dream. Instead, he was just, MJF, you suck, buddy, and I'm coming to get back everything you took from me. No reference to Bryan Danielson getting killed and Jon Moxley taking over, even though Adam Cole was out there at the very end for all of that. It's like, man, you couldn't even go 5 minutes with like having this be the bigger picture story. And ever since then, I made my concession. I said I wasn't going to complain about it. We were simply talking about Moxley's comments and how they could have resonate more on television instead of, hey, Moxley's doing another interview of saying things got to change around here. It's like, well, things can change. You got the opportunity. I do like Moxley's vision of, and this is the other upsetting thing with AEW. Moxley's like, wrestling can be whatever the hell you want it to be. Like, there are no rules. You're following rules from a senile man that were created 30 years ago because he thought they were like, this is the way it should be done. And like, that worked, but no one says you have to do it like this. And AEW for a long time didn't do it like that. They were doing different stuff. But now, which talking segment's going to open the show on Wednesday and feel like it just comes off like WWE light? It's like they're following so many WWE rules now. It's like, you have an opportunity to do something a little bit different. Okay, WWE's the one that is actually like changing how things are done a little bit, just in production choice. I know you're a big fan of that stuff, Joel.
You bet.
Like just in like production choices that they're doing. So yeah, they kind of have changed all of these rules that were set by one person. And AEW's gotten away from that.
Got a couple of messages here. One, Cyclops better than Logan over on our Twitch channel. Did you know that we still have a Twitch channel? Twitch.tv/VightfulGaming. Honestly, you know what the best part about it is? If you're subscribed, that's great. But also, if you just want an audio only experience while we're live, you don't have to have your phone on. You can put us in audio only, turn off your phone, save the battery, listen to us. Anyway, Cyclops better than Logan said, Tony Khan losing power twice in a couple of months is wild as hell. It's true.
Dustin Rhodes did an interview and he's talking about the Moxley stuff. And what did he say? Hold on. I don't wanna get Dustin's words wrong. He might get
what, send you an angry tweet while asking you to get him to 1 million followers?
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he's like, hey, give me 1 million followers before the end of the year.
Bless. I
Sure.
respect it.
All right.
Justin Rose just said, I would imagine Tony Khan is upset Jon Moxley is calling AEW his company. And I'm thinking, and Dustin saying this is like, I wouldn't imagine that at all. Tony Khan does not seem bothered at all by this Jon Moxley stuff. He's like, anyway, November Rain, everyone. Who cares that this guy has the world title in his hands and is not defending it and just doesn't and treats it like trash and say he gets disgusted by the sight of AEW, the letters, and the title. Tony Khan seems completely unbothered that Jon Moxley is calling AEW his company. Probably no, Jon Moxley, he could have stake in AEW.
I'll just make another one. It's okay. I'll make another AEW and the new world title. You can have this one. Oh, we tried that already. It's on Saturdays. Ten Rizza sends a super chat saying, would love Slash with Miles Kennedy when Alter Bridge finally performs Copeland to the ring live. Seeing Miles and Slash on AEW would be wild. Yes. However, I say this once, and this is not company specific. This is wrestling specific. Every single live band ever shown on a wrestling show sounds awful. So if they're gonna do it, I hope that it's pre-recorded tracks. You want a good example of that in AEW specifically, because we are talking about AEW. Cody, when Downstate did his live intro, that was ass. And then there's like a million of references in WWE of bad music performances. Not Limp Bizkit, though. They always sounded good. The Bray Wyatt WrestleMania 30 entrance is great, but also a lot of these people had pre-recorded tracks. Anyway, be fun to see that. Should we run down Dynamite?
I hope Jon Moxley seizes control of TBS in the best way possible. Like,
I don't need to try hard not to say Fozzy. Fozzy Live is fucking awful. Continue, please.
Chris Jericho performed at Kid Rock's bar.
Kill me.
I wrote that headline and I'm like, yeah, this checks out.
But he's not political at all. It's okay, guys.
This checks out.
I don't mean to be political, he says.
All right. So we need Jon Moxley cutting off Big Bang Theory and saying, fuck Sheldon Cooper. Can he get away with that at 7:59? Is that too early?
I mean, he could try.
Okay. You should just do it. What are they going to do? He's got control of the entire Superstation.
Hold on. We've completely omitted the elephant in the room. Why would you have cut off Big Bang Theory when instead you've got one woman, 3 wrestlers who are big giant nerds? Why don't you have the cast of Moxley and the Death Riders with, Penny is now portrayed by Marina Shafir, and they redo Big Bang Theory in like a final segment instead of showing the show. And that's your lead in.
That sounds like a great way to kill off this group, is making them do a Big Bang Theory. You know what they should do?
The Big Bang Riders.
That's on a different website.
Good God.
That's on a much different website. You know what they should do, Joel? They should do Death Rider Vision or Moxley Vision. You know that 30 Rock episode where they do like Seinfeld Vision and they just like put Jerry Seinfeld in a bunch of like past shows and everything?
Yep.
They should do that with Jon Moxley. They should just like put him into Big Bang Theory. There's Jon Moxley just coming in. He's like it's a fucking nuclear physicist or something. He's talking to Stephen Hawking. He's on the Big Bang Theory. He's there.
He has been on. It's true.
He has an episode. Yeah.
Will Wheaton and
yeah, Jon Moxley would kick the shit out of Will Wheaton. Are you kidding me? He would hate that dude.
Nerd. You fucking nerd. Oh, you suck. I hate you. I'm thinking of Intergalactic TV, the Rick and Morty episodes. That they just do that, but it's Death Riders in different scenarios. Gazorpazorp Field lives in my head forever.
That's what should happen. We need Moxley Vision on TBS. It's just superimposed or AI'd into the show. And so the show opens with Jon Moxley cutting off Big Bang Theory and saying "fuck Sheldon Cooper," and then what happens after that?
Marina Shafir comes in and takes over as Penny.
No, stop that.
Pac plays Leonard Hofstetter. And Raj is played by Claudio.
That sounds terrible.
Terribly entertaining, I know.
That sounds terrible. Yeah, that's what should happen. Like they suffocate all these dorks.
They just put the plastic bags over their head. Committing murder is not just on AEW.
Your oxygen, you are breathing in these oxygen and killing the environment. We gotta save the air.
Oh God. Anyway, Moxley seizes TBS. What else is happening on this show?
There's a lot.
I know they've got. I'm hoping they can fit it all in. There's a lot of talks. Mina Shirakawa's coming.
Good for her.
Good for her. I hope that it's anyway. Jamie Hayter speaks. I'm sure that's going to lead to something. Will Ospreay speaks. I'm sure that's going to lead to something. Bobby Lashley speaks. I'm sure that's going to lead to something. How about the matches themselves? Adam Cole versus Konosuke Takeshita. This could be Adam Cole's final match on the way to MJF. His third match, the third victory that he needs to get MJF.
Yes.
I hope it's good. And what else is happening? You've got Falls Count Anywhere. Roderick Strong versus Lance Archer. When did they announce this match?
They announced this on the Collision. That's why after Roderick Strong beat Beast Mortos, he got attacked by Archer and Brian Cage. Watch the product.
I watched the product. I just didn't see the announcement. And it's also been 5 days since Collision. So forgive me for not watching just one show. Jay White and Juice Robinson are going to team up to take in Hangman Adam Page and Christian Cage. Cage and Page versus Juice and Jay.
They should let both the Cole and Roddy Strong matches. I pitched that. It would just happen at the same time. It's like, especially since one's like Falls Count Anywhere. Like it makes perfect sense for them to happen.
Yeah, let them fight around the building. Yeah. And then let the finish of one impact the finish of the other.
Well, now because it's a first of 3, it doesn't actually matter, you know? Because now it's just like, all you got to do is win 3.
Win 3 matches. Just shut up and win 3 matches. That's all you got to do. And then MJF will be there in his 24 frame per second glory, taking a sip of brandy and saying, God damn it, why doesn't anything go my way?
It should have remained first to 3. And then they have both matches happen at the same time. And Cole pins Lance Archer.
Just do a double pin. Just do a double pin finish. And then you got Strong versus Cole for number 1 to mock to
You can't have Takeshita lose.
You can. You shouldn't, but you can.
I'm very curious how they're gonna book this Cole and Takeshita match because
I think they're gonna walk the finish. Again, I would have Adam Cole lose to Takeshita.
I would too.
And then
I would have him lose too, and then like he's got to either come back and get 3 victories other way, or it's just like, sorry, buddy, you lost 3. You didn't win 3 matches, so you got to wait your turn. But then that stretches this feud out, and
I feel like I still feel like it's Cole and JF at World's End, not at Full Gear.
I mean, I agree, but again, that means you're stretching this out for another month.
Britt Baker takes on Penelope Ford. That'll be good.
I hope it's good.
I do too. It'd be nice to see Britt Baker back. Leo Rush takes on Swerve Strickland. I'm sure that the Hurt Syndicate will be actively watching this. Maybe Leo Rush is going to hit him with the favorite pose. He made reference to it. He did make reference to it. Like, I like that. It's good stuff.
Leo Rush should just bend over, just like moon Swerve. But then Billy Gunn comes out, and Billy Gunn just beats up both these men. And Billy Gunn is the newest Hurt Syndicate member.
Fine by me.
Instead of Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, it's actually they were recruiting Billy Gunn the entire time.
He runs over people with his car. I was getting the car, but I'm actually the new Hurt Syndicate guy. I'm the wheel man. The Full Gear Contender Series. House of Black take on FTR. It's the lovers of AEW versus the don't talk about my status with AEW team. I like Brody King. He's the only one I want to cheer for in this match.
I like FTR. I mean, they cut the same promo every single time, but they're good wrestlers.
Yes, they are. So Dax is gonna pin Brody King.
Now Malachi's gonna like sacrifice himself. Like they're gonna have like Brody King beaten, and Malachi is gonna
wait. No,
yeah, he's gonna come in here and be like, "Wait a second, guys. Wait a second.
Do your shatter machine.
Get me instead.
Take me."
Yeah, and they do the shatter machine to him, and it's 1, 2, 3. But then he gets a shoulder up right at 3, like
3.1,
punking Big Dick Bob Fish.
Right.
And then Brody King and Malachi get up, and the lights go down. Buddy Matthews is in the ring when the lights get back on. Everybody's like, "Oh, Buddy Matthews! Oh, what's gonna happen?" And FTR looks around, and Malachi is like, "Nobody hit each other." And he brings in FTR for the hug. Yeah, he's like, "You guys did a great job. It's a great match.
I'm very proud of you. I think you're wonderful wrestlers. I think one day you might win the AEW Tag Team Championships that you love so much." And then, the Outrunners come out and they're like, no,
stop.
Fighting. Nobody's here to fight. Nobody's here. Everyone stand outside while I make my exits. And then Malachi Black walks up the stage and everyone says, "Thank you, Malachi." And then he says, "No, thank you. I'll be back. I promise. I'm not leaving. I'm never leaving, but don't talk about it."
No. You forgot a very important part of this, Joel. FTR's got to get the mic. Dax has got to be like, "This is why we joined AEW. We came here for great tag team wrestling, to wrestle great people like Brody King and Malachi Black. And Buddy Matthews wasn't part of this match, but he's another great wrestler. We came here to put tag team wrestling on our back." And that's what we've done for the last 4 years. And that's what we're going to continue to do. We're going to go on to Full Gear. We're going to win those tag team titles. We're going to restore that feeling, because this is AEW. This is where the best tag team wrestlers wrestle. And then Malachi does his big send-off. He's got to overshadow that promo first. Right. Yeah.
I love AEW so much. I don't want you to draw attention to me leaving. Bye, everybody. Goodbye.
And then Malachi's on Instagram Live at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
I've been doing a lot of things talking about my future with the company. I'm not going anywhere. I need you all to know this.
Why is everybody talking about what happened at the end of the match? Why aren't you talking about what a great match we had and how much FTR loves AEW and the great match they're going to have at Full Gear for the tag team titles? Why aren't you guys talking about that?
Oh, thank you for that $100 donation. Thank you. That's very kind.
What a worker Malachi is.
Is this opening the show or is this closing the show?
No, this isn't closing the show. Are you kidding me?
I almost feel like Lio Rush and Swerve Strickland are closing the show, so that they could do a Hurt Business angle. Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, that's more likely than. I mean, Moxley should open, close. Moxley should
just be the show for 2 hours. I'm okay with this.
He should come. He should do like they're having a match. Let's say Malachi. Let's say like the FTR match or just any match. I won't put it out. Any match. Like they screw something up. Obviously like an accident or like the crowd isn't into it or whatever. Moxley just comes out and is like, "Cut this shit. Get the fuck out of the ring. Nobody wants to see this on TBS. Get out of here." Vince did that one time. It was like a house show match.
Rhino was in a house show match.
Yeah. He came out there. He's like, "Get the fuck
God damn it, I don't want this anymore." It was like Tajiri. It was like Tajiri and Rhino or something.
Yeah. And Moxley should come out there. He's like, "I'm getting the fucking minute by minutes right now. The engagement is down during this match. Get out of here. Get this match off of TBS. No one wants to see this right now. Get Sheldon back out. We need fucking ratings draw Sheldon Cooper out here."
I was right, by the way. It was Tajiri versus Rhino.
Yeah, I knew when you said Rhino. I was like, that sounds familiar.
Yeah,
good call. That's what should happen.
God,
they should kick people out of the ring if their match isn't any good. It's been during all these talking segments too.
Oh, rated in 30 seconds. That's what I told you had. 30 seconds. They got a big clown, the big clown hook. Is that?
I need Moxley. Yuta's coming out with a minute by minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like Yuta's the dork that could get by with this. Yeah, they should do the credits bit, and it's the Jonathan Good.
No, it just says Mox.
Mox.
Shawn Michaels has Shawn Michaels as his,
that's true.
Executive producer. Is the idea of doing Mox. Yeah, it's like the Dwayne.
What is this poster? There's no way this poster's legit.
What's this?
Oh, there's WrestleMania 41 posters.
Oh, did they announce a spot, or are they just saying it exists?
This has to be Photoshop. Hold on. Oh yeah, they no, like.
Oh, this is fake. This is so AI generated. Yeah, no, it is. It is King Graphics 12. Like it has the person on. Are you looking at the CM Punk one?
Oh, I'm looking at the John Cena one. I see the CM Punk one, but yeah, I see the King Graphics stuff.
Oh, this is not good either. Like
the John Cena one's hilarious.
The John Cena with CM Punk?
No.
Oh, no, with Cody. With Cody.
No, this is John Cena by himself.
Was it John Cena by himself one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen this one. I see this Roman Reigns. No, that's not good. I haven't seen it. If you could download it and pose it, I gotta see this.
Hold on.
Just saw it. It's awful. A lot of these are not good.
You saw the John Cena one?
No. I'm just seeing.
Oh, okay.
People's posters.
Okay, hold on. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I see why. Okay, sorry. All right, here. I'm uploading it now.
I see this John Cena versus King Gunther. A lot of fan posters.
Oh, this John Cena one rules.
Let's see it.
Look at this thing. Look at his head.
Same thing. Yeah, it's the King Graphics 12. It's the same guy.
Okay,
that looks awful. That looks like John Cena's head and just photoshopped it on top of this guy's body. What is this?
That one's amazing.
Stop it. People get on me for this shit. Damn.
Yeah, these are definitely AI, right? Like
if they're not, then they're just poorly made.
Yeah.
There is that. Anyway, speaking of poorly made, we're going to be back on Friday because that's what we do.
Nice.
This is what it is. Anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I saw the Punk one. That one was
not very good.
Hilarious.
All right, Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We're back. Tell your
in honor of Wednesday.
Hi guys.
We just need a Monday one, and all of a sudden we've got the full week set up.
Oh, we have a Monday one.
What's the Monday one? Oh, okay. That's fine by me. I like that one. We can keep going. Mana is the Friday one. Don't forget. Mana is every Friday. Speaking of which, bring your Mana on Friday. We'll be back 10 a.m. Eastern. Talk about Dynamite. Talk about anything else that happened in the world of professional wrestling. Try not to talk about TNA, even though TNA will have been on the TV.
So we're not going to talk about that stuff.
Sometimes you got to talk about it. But hey, they're going into WrestleCade season. So that's a thing that's happening.
Go watch the Gabe Kidd interview.
Yes, it's very good.
With Sean.
It's very unhinged. It's exactly what you'd expect.
He wished death upon that man. My favorite part of the interview, by the way, is like Sean tries to. He's like, "Oh, let's talk about Rio Awiwa." I screw that name up all the time. I can't say it. He's like, "Let's talk about that match." And Gabe Kidd's like, the fuck are we gonna talk about that for? Like, we're here to talk about Kenny. Like, no. Sean's like, okay, sorry, I was trying to, go with something easy and light. He's like, don't waste my time with that shit, Sean. Rolled.
Wonderful. Go check it out. It's over on the main channel. Jeremy and I are back here on 10 a.m. Eastern Friday. Lots to talk about, I'm sure, or not. Who knows? Go watch wrestling or don't. I don't care. For Jeremy Lambert, I'm Joel Pearl. Go find us on the Blue Sky, the Threads, the places you want. See you there. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, me on the binary. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.